Have you ever noticed how people live tired, overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and have no idea why? Everyone's running. Everyone's posting. Everyone's pretending to be fine. But deep inside, they're falling apart. The scary part? The answer to this chaos was written thousands of years ago in Proverbs 15, a chapter most people skip. A chapter that doesn't just speak about religion, but about broken relationships, impulsive decisions, poisonous words, emotional messes. And just maybe, it's the guide you've been missing all along. If your words have been hurting more than healing, if your relationships are falling apart, if your life feels out of control and nothing seems to fix it, stay with me, because over the next few minutes you'll uncover 5 powerful truths that can transform not just your faith, but your emotional health, your choices, your future, even your finances. This isn't magic. This is ancient wisdom, but it only works for those who have the courage to face the truth. And the real question is, do you? Lesson 1, a gentle answer can save your relationships and even your career. Picture this. Your boss is yelling at you. You're being blamed for something that wasn't your fault. Every part of you wants to snap back. But Proverbs 15:1 drops a truth bomb. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. In other words, when you respond calmly, you're not being weak, you're taking control. Because when you shout, you lose power. But when you speak with grace, you shift the atmosphere. Ever seen someone diffuse tension just with their tone? That's not luck. That's Proverbs in action. And honestly, how many doors have you slammed just by saying the wrong thing at the wrong time? How many relationships have you lost by reacting instead of responding? The crazy thing is, this applies everywhere. In friendships, in marriages, in business. A calm yes can build bridges faster than a loud no. Gentle answers are invisible shields. They protect you, and they disarm the other person. And in today's world where everyone's reacting out of impulse, canceling, arguing, shutting down, imagine being the one who brings peace instead of chaos, the one who changes the atmosphere with words. But that's just the start. Because if you think your words are powerful, wait until you see what happens when you reject correction, and how that choice silently destroys your life from the inside out. Lesson 2. Rejecting correction is choosing emotional and financial ruin. Be honest. How many times have you ignored advice only to regret it later? Proverbs 15:10 puts it bluntly. Stern discipline awaits anyone who leaves the path. The one who hates correction will die. That's not poetry. That's a wake-up call. Today, people take advice as an attack. But what if that uncomfortable truth was actually your lifeline? Ignoring wisdom is like walking blindfolded toward a cliff. It feels fine until it's too late. The Bible's clear. Rejecting correction leads to disaster. And not just spiritual disaster, emotional, financial, relational. How many marriages could have been saved if one person had just listened? How many careers would have thrived if pride hadn't gotten in the way? In the workplace, those who can't take feedback stay stuck. In friendships, those who won't grow get left behind. But when you embrace correction, you unlock growth. You start seeing blind spots you didn't know existed. The truth is, the people who grow fastest are the ones who listen, reflect, and adjust. Pride slows you down. Humility accelerates you. And this leads us to a deeper, even more personal revelation. Every word you speak to others and to yourself is either building your life or tearing it apart. Lesson 3. Words heal or destroy, and they're shaping your reality. Have you ever been crushed by someone's words? Or said something you wish you could take back? Proverbs 15:4 says, "The soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit." Words are seeds. They either grow fruit or poison. In a world of instant messages and online shouting matches, we're quick to speak and slow to think. Sarcasm, gossip, passive aggression. And then we wonder why our relationships are falling apart. Words don't just communicate, they create. They create peace or war. They build trust or destroy it. And what about the words you speak to yourself? I'm a failure. Nothing ever works for me. I'll never be enough. Those phrases are bars on a prison you're building with your own mouth. The Bible isn't just telling you to talk nicely to others. It's telling you to speak life over yourself. Words are spiritual architecture. You're either building a strong, safe home or setting fire to it. But here's the twist. Even when things are burning, there's still hope. Because real joy doesn't come from the outside. It starts in your heart. And that's exactly what the next verse reveals. Lesson 4. A joyful heart is more powerful than any external motivation. Proverbs 15:13 says, "A happy heart makes the face cheerful, but heartache crushes the spirit." In simple terms, joy changes your energy, your mood, even your appearance. You can dress in designer clothes, post the perfect pictures, live in a nice house, but if your heart is heavy, nothing feels right. And here's the key. True joy isn't something you find out there. It's something you choose in here. You've tried buying happiness, that new phone, that vacation, that weekend binge. It helps for a moment, but real, lasting joy, it doesn't come from your bank account. It comes from your mindset. People who feed their heart with gratitude, peace, and purpose shine, even in storms. They recover faster. They inspire others. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. Proverbs is telling you that joy is a strategy. It's not just an emotion. And here's the kicker. Joy prepares you to live with divine awareness. Because when you understand that God sees everything, even your private struggles, it brings meaning to the smallest actions. And that leads us to one of the most powerful truths in the whole chapter, and maybe your entire life. Lesson 5. God sees even what no one else does, and that changes everything. Feeling unseen is painful, like your efforts go unnoticed. Like nobody appreciates your loyalty, your kindness, your sacrifices. But Proverbs 15:3 whispers a truth the world forgets. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. God sees not just what you do, but why you do it. He sees the tears no one else does, the kindness you gave with no reward, the integrity you kept when it would have been easier to cheat, and that should change the way you live. You're not invisible, not to Him. When you live with this awareness, you stop needing applause. You stop chasing validation. You serve, give, love, knowing your reward doesn't come from people, but from the one who never blinks. This truth gives you quiet strength. It fuels your choices. It reminds you that everything matters, every decision, every word, every sacrifice. And it dares you to ask, If God is watching, how will I live today? Now that you've heard these 5 truths, take a breath and ask yourself, what is God trying to show me today? Proverbs 15 isn't just a list of verses, it's a mirror that shows your patterns, your weaknesses, your potential. Maybe you realized you talk more than you should, or that you resist correction, or maybe, just maybe, you've forgotten that God sees you, all of you. But now that you know, what will you do? Will this video be just another scroll past? Or will it be the moment you pivot? Because wisdom isn't knowledge, it's action. If something here spoke to you, drop it in the comments. Which lesson hit home? Which one will you put into practice today? Write it out, claim it. And if this message touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit subscribe, tap the bell. Share it with someone who's lost in the noise and needs this truth now. Because here we're not just learning spoken English. We're learning how to live with courage, with faith, with purpose. And your next step starts now.